Hello, good day. My name is Jaco Smit and I have the privilege and honor to be responsible for the welfare of all the widows and orphans that we are taking care of at Village of Peace. I want to take you a few years back, well, a number of years, to when I was 8 years old. I grew up in Central Africa, little country called Malawi, and there I've experienced more than once a terrible famine. Now, there was a famine when I was 8 years old, and during this famine, I literally saw how women, children, and men died of hunger. Now, over the years, this has really been a passion in my heart, but when I was 8 years old, I vowed that I would dedicate the rest of my life to make sure that widows and orphans are taken care of, especially malnourished orphans. Now, I'm struggling to, come up with ideas to explain to people how does famine look? Because in the West, we are not so much accustomed to experiencing these things. You see it on the news, but you don't experience it. So after some thought, I came up with an illustration, and I want to show you this illustration today so that maybe we can, in some other way, put ourselves in the context that people have to deal with if they are dealing with famine. I have here a beautiful, beautiful orchid. As you can see, this orchid reached its potential. This orchid has the DNA to bloom. It's this orchid's destiny to become a beautiful, beautiful flower. Especially in a country like Afghanistan, which is a very, very traumatic context and setting to live in. That is where we need beautiful flowers. So let us look at what famine and the context of famine and of war does to a person. So this is a person. And all of a sudden, there is hunger. What happens? Well, there's hunger. There's no medical care. What happens if there's no medical care? Well, your chances of survival and blooming and blossoming goes down and down all the more. There is no shelter. Well, let's just remove this. No shelter necessary. This is what war and famine does to the individual. And there's no food. And this is the death blow. No food. This is what happens. And that's terrible. However, there is still hope, because this orchid is not yet dead. There's still the possibility of life, and there is still hope. And this is what I'm asking of you today. If you are willing to partner with us to give this, well, whatever this is, the chance to bloom, to reach its potential. And how are we going to do that? Well, I think it can look like this. And out of experience, I know it works. The first thing that we need to do is to provide food. So we take all of this. Oh, put it in here. There we go. Give it some food. There we go. That is what we do at Village of Peace. We provide food parcels, especially now. The next thing that's very important is that we have to provide education. So let's educate. Let's educate those people who do not have any chance of education at all. And after this, it's also possible for us to provide a safe environment for these individuals to live in. This is what Village of Peace is. It's a greenhouse. It's where we take those without any chances in life and we give them and we create the environment that will allow them to blossom again. You see, although this plant is destroyed and broken, it's still possible to fulfill its destiny. It's still possible to live and breathe and prosper in a completely new way, but it needs the environment. And this is what we're attempting to do. So, now we have food, we have shelter, we've added education, and the last thing is also medical care, love and hope, attention and comfort. This is the environment that we are creating at the moment in Afghanistan for those people who do not have any chances, for the widows and orphans. My dream to make sure that 5 million orphans, malnourished orphans, will be taken care of. I want to challenge you today. Help us to create this environment that beautiful, beautiful orchids will be able to fulfill their destiny and walk in their calling by donating on our website, www.villageofpeace. There are more than one options to choose from. The website is also available in English. Just click on the English icon. At the moment, we have a drive for food parcels for the internally displaced refugees in Afghanistan. It's €50, and with that you can help a family, an entire family, for up to 3 months. Please partner with us and donate. Thank you.